race cars boost from the virtual Michigan International Speedway. It's round 9 of ENEA, the penultimate race of the regular season, about to kick off at the 2-mile D-Oval, the fastest circuit in NASCAR. Qualifying speeds exceeding well over 205. Headed into the corner, Dr. Busch leading us to the green flag. He'll be starting on the pole in car 24. It'll be PTH, the goat, to his outside in the 4-car. Bringing up the points brought to us by Freedom Venture Properties. ENEA Shotgun sitting in the 3rd position. J-Man starting 4th in the 38. Old Tweeter, then Beeford. Those Fords locking out row 3. ENEA Hound Dog to the inside of Henny into the number 12, Peak Ford. Rolling in the Cheddar's car, Mr. Slide Job 1996 taking over for the Childress Vineyards Chevrolet to the inside of Black Hammer 26. Annihilator driving the Star-Spangled Oscar Mayer Wienermobile to the inside of Bano in the Shell Pennzoil Ford. The Real MT, one of the hometown drivers from the great state of Michigan, driving in the number 42 McDelivery Chevrolet to his outside. ENEA Lindo in the UniFirst Camaro. Sir Brunson in the Reezers Camry. He'll be starting ahead of Punisher in the number 2 Discount Tire Mustang. Birds in the 10, Panic in the 19, and Ford Farm driving that number 17 Fastenal Ford, filling in for ENEA Knockout. And back at the front of this one, Dr. Busch in the number 24 car, trying to run away with this playoff position. Comes in 4th. 7 points back of Lucky Dog 385, waiting for that green flag, and we're racing in the Irish Hills. Out of the 4th corner, 1 lap complete, 24,488. First lap down, we have 27 laps to go in this opening stage. The Liberty University Chevrolet careening into the 1st corner. He's got the number 4 of PTH, the goat, behind him into the Busch Mustang. Chasing down the Liberty Chevrolet, getting a great tow down the back straight, but GOAT won't push the issue. Headed into turn number 3, 24 leading the 4 down into that 3rd corner. The 4 car sneaking up just behind the 24. Now you have the 88 of ENEA Shotgun running in the 3rd position. You've got Beeford behind him in the 14. Drivers using all of that racetrack, trying to go inside, outside, save every single bit they can of trying to maximize all the space out on the racetrack. J-Man, who started in that 4th position, now lagging to the outside. Big lag spike from car 38, the Death Wish Coffee Ford. Hopefully not a death wish for his internet connection. He's in front of the Wienermobile coming out of turn number 4. Tweeter in the 21 has made it past J-Man as he puts another lap under his belt. 25 laps remaining, and the first caution comes out at the Michigan Speedway. No idea why. Let's see if we can take a look. It doesn't look like any car's gone around. The 17 seems to be all right. Looks like everybody makes it through. The 10 of Birds catching a big hit to the front of his race car. So possibly the 10 cars involved in the Real MT, the hometown driver in the McDonald's Chevrolet. He's been caught in an accident there, so the first caution flies out just a few laps into this race. And we also have our first DNF. Black Hammer in the number 48 Ally Chevrolet won't be finishing this race. He'll be picking up last place points today. Leading him down pit road is that number 24. There's the 21 of Tweeter. We were just talking about him. Hopefully the internet gets fixed for J-Man. Dr. Busch still ahead in the number 24 at Liberty University Chevrolet. Fans at home, this is going to give us an opportunity to take a quick 60-second break so we can keep the pre-rolls off for the new viewers, and we'll be ad-free for the next 21 minutes. So while there's not much going on, grab a snack, grab a drink. We'll be back in 60 to resume stage number 1. Subscribers at home that are listening ad-free on the live broadcast, thank you so very much. We really appreciate you guys being around. Big shout out to the folks at Freedom Venture Properties as well. We'll give them a shout out. You can see this first stage will go to lap 29. The second stage will end at lap 60. And then stage number 3 going to be 40 laps to take us all the way to the 100 lap distance for the 200-mile 9th round of ENEA at the Michigan International Speedway. And if you've just recently joined us, I'm Rick James, bringing you uninterrupted green flag coverage. Dr. Busch leading in the 24. Pizza Wayne in the chat says, "Hi Rick, how are you?" Wayne, I'm good, buddy. I'm great. Having a great time up here reading these track facts. Will bring up the points for you and any of the other of the fans that are interested. I'm having a blast, man. Ready to get this race back underway. I hope you're doing all right, Wayne. Bring your friends in here. They're going to want to see the rest of this opening stage. You can see the 4-car getting a big piece of damage. That's PTH the GOAT getting a dent to the front of his car there. Drivers doubled up side by side, looking like they're getting ready to throw the green flag this time around. Coming out of the 4th corner, the 24 of Dr. Busch has led every single lap so far. He's got the 88 of ENEA knockout to his outside, waiting for the signal, waiting to put the hammer down. Green flag is out, and we're racing again at Michigan. PTH the GOAT right up behind the 24 of Dr. Busch, Chevy, Ford, Chevy coming out of the 4th corner. Nice parity there. You've got Chevy, Ford that will complete this first lap after the restart. Dr. Busch leading PTH the GOAT. Shotgun sits in 3rd with 22 circuits remaining in the opening stage of racing. Pizza Wayne saying, "Hope you've been well, just went through a hurricane. It's been a while since we've commentated together. It's been way too long. Glad you'll be watching. I hope you're safe. Stay safe from all that hurricane business down there, man. It is some nasty, nasty stuff. Hopefully it'll be a lot safer than this racing they're putting on tonight. And that's the 38 car of J-Man. Too high, wide, handsome, getting well acquainted with the turn 3 safer barrier, and he's scrubbed off all of his turn 4 exit speed. Big trouble for the 38 Death Wish coffee machine. The 21 of Tweeter sitting in the 5th position, just hanging back from these leaders. So far, it looks like you've got 6 Fords in the top 8 spots. The 21 of Tweeter winning a race last year still hasn't come away with the dub this season, but you feel like he's long overdue. Tweeter now looking high. The 12 of Henny coming up to his inside. And this would be for position between these two drivers as we cross the threshold for 20 laps to go in stage 1. Beeford in the 14 car. That Office Depot machine, very reminiscent of the old Tony Stewart ride and the Carl Edwards machine that they made famous in those colors. Sitting in the 4th position right now, Beeford coming into this race 15th in points. He's just above, he's actually tied for 15th with Bano just below him. He is one spot above the points bubble. There you see Beeford. He's got 204 points this season, just 3 points behind Lindo. These points are incredibly close compared to last year. Drivers still with so much more work to accomplish and only 2 races left in the regular season. At the front of this race, the 4 of PTH, the GOAT, continuing to push the 24 of Dr. Bush across this line. 18 laps to go in the opening stage. Drivers from those track facts you saw have about 14 to 16 laps on 1 tank of fuel, so they still have to make 1 pit stop if it goes green all the way. They'll hope that it certainly won't. PTH, the GOAT, sitting second in points. He's just 1 digit behind KFB 18, who's not in the race this evening. So KFB going to lose some points, and he's going to lose that points lead to PTH, the GOAT. Lucky Dog 385, who's 33 points back of the points leader, KFB. Also not here, and he sits third, so he's going to lose a lot of positions. However, with these playoff standings, he finds himself with 8 starts this season. He's got 3 wins, 7 top 5s. So it's pretty much a formality. Meanwhile, Dr. Bush, who's at the front in that Star-Spangled Liberty University Chevrolet, sits 4th in points, 7 digits back of 3rd place Lucky Dog 385. 1 win this season and 5 top 10s to his name. Dr. Bush scoring not the highest amount of average points, but still enough to keep him competitive. All of the drivers in the top 4 with a fantastic shot to win, but Beeford in that 14 car with so much more to lose. If it goes wrong for him, he needs a good points day like this. More Than a Cape is in the chat. What's going on, Cape? Glad to have you here. He drops 25 bits in the chat. Glad to have you here, pal. And if you don't know about Cape, folks at home, he runs a wonderful charity helping children and families that have been stricken with pediatric cancer. Take a look over at morethanAcape.org. Check out the 501c3 nonprofit organization as Beeford gets into the wall and he starts tracking back. But check out morethanAcape.org. See how you can help these families and these children, and you can be more than a cape. The 88 of ENEA Shotgun still holding on to that 3rd position, and for good reason, the way that these drivers are just drafting along. It seems like these top 3 are taking advantage of the bountiful drafting situation. It'll be 13 laps to go next time by in stage number 1, and they're going to need to take advantage of this partnership if they want to save the necessary fuel. Out of the 4th corner, so far the top 3 seem content to ride around. The 38 car being driven by J-Man seems to have gotten his internet issues under control for now. Look at the drivers ahead, snaking up and down the straight, almost like the Indy cars at Indianapolis, trying to break the draft from each other, trying to gain as much advantage as they can on the straights. The 22 of Bano goes high. Tweeter in the 21 gets incredibly loose. You can see he gets on that bottom line. Slide job in the 8 car. Now looking to the outside of Tweeter in car 21. This battle for the 5th position, the 21 of Tweeter gets way loose out of turn number 4, but he's going to come in, take that advantage, get those tires, those fuel. 12 laps remain in this opening stage, and now that the floodgates have opened, it's a question of obviously not if, but when these leaders decide to come down pit road. Looks like the 88 and the 24, Shotgun and Dr. Bush respectively, signaling their intent. Bano in the 22 also signaling his intent. What about PTH the GOAT? Has he saved enough fuel to go further? He's going to try. Drivers trying to get it slowed down to 55 miles an hour. They're going to get themselves approximately 15 laps of fuel here. There's going to be 11 laps to go. Well, 10 to go now next time by for these pilots. So they're going to have to take care of this fuel range here and make sure they have enough to go the distance. But with no drafting partners on this in-lap, will PTH the GOAT enjoy the same second place perch he had when this cycle started? 4-car staying out for another lap. What does PTH the GOAT know that his competitors don't? Slide Job in the 8-car also staying out. But reminder, Slide Job has that shifter attachment on his rig. Slide Job is an excellent fuel saver. We'll see what it means for him in that 8-car. Dr. Bush now going the lap down in the 24 Liberty University Chevrolet. Coming back out on the racetrack, just waiting for the 4-car to make his pit stop. And there is the 4 of PTH the GOAT. He brings the Bush Ford down to pit road. The 8 of Slide Job comes with him. Drivers getting their laps back, and now it's a game of chase the leader. 9 laps remain in this opening stage. The 24 car of Dr. Bush leads by quite a hefty margin now over the 88 of ENEA Shotgun. There's PTH the GOAT in pit road. There's the 88 of Shotgun sitting in the fourth position, as they stand. There's the 4 and the 8 respectively. No speeding penalties for either of these race cars, but they're going to lose first and second. There is the 24. There's the 88. They're going to lose third, fourth, fifth, all of this. Slide Job just slightly coming up onto the racetrack there. There's the 4-car of PTH the GOAT. There goes third, past him in Old Tweeter. 4-car merging back on the track. He's going to lose the spot to Beeford. He's going to lose the spot to Bano. And he's going to merge right up in front of the 12 of Henny. The 8-car of Mr. Slide Job falling well behind also. 24, 88, your top 2, but now the 4 of PTH the GOAT with more fresh tires than the 22 of Bano. 8 laps to go in this opening stage. Will the 4-car get back into the top 3? Beeford next on his sights as the 4 of PTH clears the 22 of Bano. 3 Fords now in the top 5, and you can see them all. Look at the move PTH the GOAT makes off that second corner. Just whipping that race car into line. He's got the line to the inside of the 14 car, but he gets closed off out of 3. Will he get the run into turn 1? The 14 drafting off the 21 car now. Beeford to the outside of Tweeter. Tweeter guarding the inside. The 4-car of GOAT using the draft from Tweeter in the 21. Now moving to the outside, trying to get side draft off the 21 into the first corner. 4-car now to the outside of Tweeter. This is the battle for third with those fresh tires. PTH the GOAT muscles his way around the outside in the Busch Light Ford, and he moves into the third spot. Brave skill. What a move to get that third place position, and now he's chasing down the 88. He's got time to take second place away from Shotgun. Five to go next time by in the opening stage. The 24 of Dr. Bush leading the 88 of ENEA Shotgun. You just saw the 4-car of PTH the GOAT make his way into third. There's Old Tweeter, who just had third, losing that and fourth to the 14 of Beeford. The 12-car of Henny now trying to take the 5th position away from the 21 of Old Tweeter. ENEA Hound Dog in the 3-car, well off the pace, now coming out of the second corner. Heavy damage to the front of the Bass Pro Chevrolet. Henny in the 12 Peak Ford, trying to take the 5th spot away from Tweeter, trying as hard as he can on the outside line. Top 5 separated by 2.5 seconds. Henny now to the inside of Tweeter. This for the 5th spot. He's got it. Bano comes with him too. Tweeter getting kicked back to the 7th position, with both Penske Fords getting to his inside. Mr. Slide Job not profiting from that strategy. 3 laps to go next time by for the 8th car to complete stage number 1. He's driving behind the number 6 Star Spangled Wienermobile of Annihilated. Annihilator coming into this race, finding himself in some points trouble. Trying to get back into that top pack. There's the 19 of Panic coming out of pit road. Boehner watching the 14 and the 12 side by side for position. The real MT 17th in points. Right now he's only 11 points out of the playoffs. Bano in 15th place in the points, tied for 15th with Beeford, sits not that far ahead. The 42 car trying to make up some time. That 11-point gap may grow into Homestead next week, and next week is the regular season finale. It's going to be do or die for these drivers. You either are in the top 16 or you're out, and you'll have to wait until next year to make your playoff run again. Right now, the drivers on the bubble, right under that red line, you can see the real MT 11 points out, Black Hammer 28 points out, and he just picked up a DNF. Panic in the 19 car, he's tied with 18. He's tied with Black Hammer for 18th spot, also 28 points out. So Panic will also make up points in the standings. There is the driver in the number 19 Sirius XM Camry. Everybody looking to gain every point they can. The playoffs getting to the very end. Well, the playoffs aren't getting to the very end. The chase for the playoffs getting to the very end. Across that line, Dr. Bush in car number 24 wins stage number 1. The 4 car of PTH the GOAT in second. ENEA Shotgun landing the 3rd place finish. Let's have a word with the 24 of Dr. Bush and see how his stage went for him. Dr. Bush, Rick James in the booth. You got a copy? And he's a bit busy at the moment, so we're going to let him focus on getting his work done at the end of stage number 1. Fans at home, we're still ad-free for the next 2 minutes, 50 seconds, so we will go ad-free to the next caution. Stage 2 right around the corner here. These drivers learning quite a bit about their race cars. But what will it apply in this second stage? Expect fuel strategy to take over as well. Drivers getting lined up. This time it's Henny in the 12, starting to the inside of Dr. Bush, waiting for that signal. And the green flag is out. Henny missing a pit stop. He's going to go to the inside immediately. The 4 of PTH the GOAT now to his outside. It'll be 3 wide for the lead to start stage number 2. Henny in the 12, obviously missing a pit stop. That's why he's deciding to dip down out of the way of the cars that haven't. Good heads-up play by the 12. Hats off to Henny. PTH the GOAT now leading a lap for the first time today, just ahead of the 24 car of Dr. Bush. Single file, they barrel down into that 3rd corner. PTH the GOAT 40 points ahead of Dr. Bush as the complete lap number 1 in this second stage of racing. 26 laps to go in stage number 2. Ford, Chevrolet, your top 3, and then it's a slew of Fords behind him. J-Man in the 38, just outside that top 7. Old Tweeter in the 21 car, now looking to the inside of Shotgun. This for the 3rd position. 2 Fords now on the podium, and the number 8 Childress Vineyards Chevrolet of Mr. Slide Job just washing up the track to the inside of the 88 Shotgun, crossing the line, and it's a quarter to go in this second period. 25 laps to go. Beeford sitting 7th right now behind Bano in car 22. Single file they run, drivers trying to save fuel and resources. You can see this top 8 just breaking away from the rest of the field. Sir Brunson in the number 20 Reesers Camry is the first car leading that secondary pack. You see the 88 just snaps loose. Huge wreck behind them all. Massive crash out of turn number 4. Cars flying through the air, and that brings out the second caution of the day. Massive, massive wreck. You just saw the 88 car snap loose. And before we get to the 24 lap to go mark, a yellow flag will come out, so drivers will have a chance to come down pit road, get some more repairs. And we have a moment to talk about the folks that are presenting this race, the folks over at Freedom Venture Properties. Folks, Freedom Venture is a locally owned business based in Chattanooga, Tennessee, and they are passionate about all things real estate. They are committed to leading their clients into freedom from their real estate burdens. Their process includes an offer that is fair and a process that is quick and easy. They're here for you. Reach out to them today at freedomventureproperties.com or on their Facebook at Freedom Venture Properties. Panic in the 19 will be leading us to the line to restart stage number 2. Green flag is out again. Vols fan rating with a party of 7. Look at this guy here, my brother Terry Radford. Thank you so much for rating. Welcome all those fans from that from the Vols Fan 88 raid. Rock NASCAR 388 says, ouch, look at this 3-way fight for the lead. The 24 of Dr. Bush right in the middle. The 19 of Panic with no momentum on the outside. The 4 car of PTH the GOAT now taking the undisputed lead. And the 8 of Mr. Slide Job now to the inside of the 24. They beat, they bang, they cross the line. And it's 4, 8, 21 your top 3 headed into turn number 1. Bamatrama in the chat says, hey Rick, Mama Vols, glad to have you here. If you've just recently joined us from that Vols fan raid, welcome to the show. Welcome to round 9 of ENEA from the virtual Michigan Raceway. You just saw the 42 of the Real MT lose control of his race car. The 88 of ENEA Shotgun being sent all the way back to the 18th position. Beeford in the 14 car now to the inside of the 2 of Punisher. They cross the line here and another lap ticks down. We're now inside the final 20. It will be 18 laps to go next time by in stage number 2. J-Man sorting out some of his internet issues. You can see the stage 1 winner, Dr. Bush in the Star Spangled Liberty University Chevrolet. Down to the inside, trying to cut off that 38, running right now in the 6th position. At the front, however, the 8 car of Mr. Slide Job, drag racing with PTH the GOAT to the start-finish line. GOAT just barely beats him by a hair. 18 circuits remaining. 36 miles in this second stanza of the show. And once again, if you've just joined us, I'm Rick James, bringing you uninterrupted green flag coverage of round 9 of ENEA from the virtual Michigan International Speedway. 2-way fight for the lead between the 8 of Mr. Slide Job, the 4 of PTH the GOAT. Slide Job with the shorter route around the racetrack. PTH the GOAT with more speed coming out of turn 4, but this time it is Slide Job who will lead his first lap of the day. Old Tweeter in the red cap, Wood Brothers Ford now to the inside of car number 4. PTH the GOAT not giving up the fight for second place. Sir Brunson in the number 20 Reezers Camry, the highest ranked Toyota so far, trying to edge out Tweeter into third. Contact between the 20 and the 21, sailing down into the corner. Tweeter with a bump to the 4 of PTH the GOAT. Now GOAT trying to get up to the lead. Look at the drivers fan out behind him. A bit chaotic as they try to find their place, draft further up the track. Hound Dog in the 3 car, now to the inside of Sir Brunson. Now he's looking to the inside of Lindo. Hound Dog finds himself 11th in points, 17 spots behind 10th. He is safe for now in the playoff picture. Once again, the drivers above that red line, safe for the time being. This is round 9, next week is round 10, and then the playoffs begin after that. So drivers only have the remainder of this race and the following event at Homestead to make sure they're in the top 16 in points, and they'll get their shot at the playoffs. Henny in the 12 car losing control, getting right up in front of the Wienermobile. The Wienermobile now losing control. That is Annihilator in the number 6 Roush Ford, struggling to keep his car pointed in the right direction, but he's got a grip on that car now. He's got a solid hold on the Wienermobile, but the Office Depot Ford gives him a cut up the inside. Beeford now to the inside of Annihilator in car number 6. Looking to go to the inside of Panic in the number 19 Sirius XM Camry. Has to check up, washing up that racetrack. Back at the front of the parade, however, the number 4 of PTH the GOAT continues to lead. Tweeter in second. Mr. Slide Job sitting in third. Old Tweeter coming into this race, 9th, tied for 9th in points with ENEA Knockout in that 88 car, but Knockout currently running 18th of the 19 drivers after he was, no pun intended, knocked out of stage 2 contention. He'll be hoping for a caution to make all that time back, and if it does go green the remainder of the race, they will have to make a pit stop before stage 2 is over, coming to a dozen laps to go this time by. Big shout out to Mama Vols in the chat. If I haven't already, can't remember if I said hi, but I cannot go a show without saying hi to a couple of my biggest fans. Mama Vols, Rock NASCAR as well. Rocky, who's in here week in and week out and just constantly showing love for the show, for the channel. We love you too, Rocky. Thank you for being a part of it. Old Tweeter losing the second spot to the number 8, that is Mr. Slide Job in the Childress Vineyards Chevy, now taking the position. Ford Chevy, your top 4, and that's Hound Dog, who's coming into pit road. And J-Man in the number 38 car, who was plagued with internet issues at the start of this race, back in the top 5. There's Hound Dog coming down pit road for his fuel, his tires. Henny in the number 12 Penske Peaked Mustang to the outside of the 14 of Beeford, shoots to his inside. Don't know if he got loose or if he's just signaling his pit road intentions. Slide Job in the 8 car sends it deep, really shoves the 4 of PTH to go well up the racetrack. And it looks like the 8 either paying for his transgressions or just suffering the loss of that speed. The 38 of J-Man in the Death Wish Ford and out of the inside of Slide Job, that for position. Annihilator in the 6 car to the inside of the 12 Peak Ford. Look at Annihilator loose out of turn number 2. now has got his car going in the right direction. Bano on the apron signaling his pit road intentions. Looks like there's a bust up there. Contact between the 9. The 22's lost it. Bano going for a spin after having been punted by the 9 of Lindo. One car going through the grass there. Lindo's okay. Who was that was just flying through the grass? I could not tell. It looked like the 10 of Birds, but everybody for the most part makes it through. The 21 of Old Tweeter now into the first position. He's leading for the first time. The 24 of Dr. Bush right behind him, and you can expect these drivers to make their entrance into pit road with fewer than 12 laps to go. Here come the leaders. Look at Tweeter using the grass to get all the way in. Dr. Bush coming in at an extremely high rate of speed. Same with the 21 of Tweeter. And at this late stage of the second period of racing, that kind of speed could be deadly. The 88 of Shotgun makes it through, no penalties whatsoever. 8 laps to go as they cross the line. These leaders now giving everyone their lap back as they pass on the racing surface. See these drivers making just extreme contact coming down pit road. No speeding penalty for the 21 of Tweeter. He's down, he's away, but it is a speeding penalty for the... No speeding penalty for Dr. Bush. I was mistaken. Just taking his sweet time there. PTH the GOAT getting out. Tweeter looking like he only took 2 tires, if any tires at all. The 12 of Henny being scored as the leader. He just came down pit road for tires, for fuel. The 21 of Old Tweeter now coming around to get all that time back. Did he make the right call, taking little to no tires? Now is certainly going to be the time to find out. The 21 car to the outside of the 12. There is Henny losing the lead, and Tweeter, new leader at Michigan. Next time by, the 21 car will have 6 laps remaining. There's the 21 in the lead. There's second place Henny, who just came out on fresh tires. If Henny has tires that are more fresh than Tweeter, expect Henny to swallow him alive before this stage, I should say, is over. Almost immediately you can see Henny closing up the gap. Five laps to go. Next time by, 21 leading that 12. The 12 of Henny can't seem to make up the gap. Meanwhile, back in the fight for the third position, you have the 24 of Dr. Bush leading the 4 of PTH the GOAT. The 88 of ENEA Shotgun getting into the wall out of turn number 2. His race going from bad to worse. There's the points one more time. Shotgun coming into this race 5th in the points, 50 markers behind Dr. Bush. And while 5th sounds okay, there's fewer than 100 points between Shotgun and not being out of the playoffs. Any driver coming into this race 5th or worse could fall out of playoff contention by Homestead next week. Nobody is safe. Matter of fact, you could say that the 21 of Old Tweeter is possibly safe. There's the 21 car there, leading by half a second. The 12 of Henny trying to close the gap behind him, now inside the final 4 laps of this second stage. And it looks like the 12 car also taking 2 tires or no tires at all, because here comes the 24 of Dr. Bush and the 4 of PTH the GOAT with assistance from the 8 of Slide Job, and they're going to run a train to the inside of the 12 car for second. Cool as you like, right to the inside of car number 12, second, third, and fourth, all changing hands. Now 3 laps to go, and there you can see just the time they've made up on the 21 of old Tweeter, and you could say that Tweeter really did try with this 2 or no tire strategy, and it was a bold move for the 21, and Cotton, we can see how it worked out for him now. It's going to be 2 laps to go next time by. You can't foresee that the 21 car is going to hang on to this lead, but you can definitely imagine that he's going to end up with a good stage finish and the tire strategy working out for him here. 4 miles remain in the second stage of racing. Right to his inside, there's the 24. The 4's not going to split him, but now the inside line has the advantage out of 2. Tweeter washing high. The 4 car now makes it 3 wide up the inside for second. Slide job low. PTH the GOAT middle. Contact between the 8 and the 4. Tweeter using that momentum to retain third. Chevy, Ford, your top 3 coming to the final lap in stage number 2. Contact between the 21 and the 4. These 2 can't stay off each other. The 24 of Dr. Bush in the lead, trying to win his second stage today. He's got the 8 of Mr. Slide Job right behind him. Down the backstretch now, wonderful exit out of turn number 2. 1 mile remains in stage number 2. Fans, at the end of the stage, we're going to take a 30-second ad break to go commercial-free for the next 10 minutes. Coming out of the 4th corner, Dr. Bush in the 24, Slide Job in the 8. He's going to give it one more shot, but it's not going to be enough. Dr. Bush winning stage number 2. Slide Job's in second. PTH the GOAT in third. We'll be back in 30 for the start of the final stage of racing. About to start this third stage. Dr. Bush winning 2 stages already. So you know what that means. He's got a chance for. Fans at home, if you want to know how you can go ad-free, subscribe with your Twitch account or subscribe with Amazon. You can combine your Amazon account with your Twitch account, get what's known as Prime Gaming as the green flag comes out and Dr. Bush takes us to the line. Prime Gaming getting you loot for your favorite games like Apex, Grand Theft Auto Online, Red Dead Online, Fortnite. So many fantastic games that you can get loot for, get free games every single month, and of course get 1 free subscription. Why not make that Rick James TV and go ad-free with Prime Gaming? Combine your Amazon and your Twitch, never see another ad again. Dr. Bush leading the field into turn 3, trying to cut off the 4 of PTH the GOAT, and he manages to seal that inside line. Out of the 4th corner, he's won the first 2 stages already, and he's looking to drive for the cycle. Dr. Bush leads lap number 1 of period number 3, and there's a big wreck down the front straight. Cars flying everywhere. Huge wreck. Incredible mess with 37 laps to go, and the first caution comes out in stage number 3. Massive crash for every last one of these pilots at the back. And after a thrilling start to the 3rd stage of racing, we now get a chance to catch our breaths, and we're going to do it all over again. We're going to be restarting with fewer than 35 laps to go. And I owed a favor to ENEA Lindo in the 9 car. I was meant to keep him up on the score of the Stanley Cup final. And I am not doing my job here. Marlins and Dodgers tied mid-8. Tigers over the Rangers 5-3. 3 laps to go. 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 And it looks like Tampa Bay is beating Montreal 1-0 at the end of the second period, but it's the 6 car of Annihilator in the Wienermobile that brings us to the line to resume stage number 3. Bama Trama with some question marks in the chat. Talk to me, Mama Vols. What's up? 34 to go in this final stage. .624, your top 2 down the back straight. Annihilator leading for the first time tonight. Drivers still have approximately 2 more pit stops to complete if it goes green the whole way home. 6 car leading out of that 4th corner. The 24 of Dr. Bush behind him, but Annihilator will lead the first lap after the restart. Now 33 laps to go, 68 laps into this race. The 6 leading for the first time, Annihilator. Mired back deep in those points. He could use a very good finish today. Dr. Bush sitting 4th in the points. He's got 1 win this season. He's looking to get a 2nd victory. He hasn't won since round number 3 at Watkins Glen. Now to the inside of Annihilator for first place with support from the 4 of PTH the GOAT, who hasn't won since round 4 at Pocono. A nice race so far for Dr. Bush. 69 laps underway, and he's the favorite to win this event. The 4 of PTH the GOAT now to his inside, battling for the lead, edging him out of that 2nd corner. Ford by Ford, side by side, down the back into 3. Slide job in the 8 car, trying to join. He says, I want to play 2. Trying to get into the mix. Old Tweeter now on the outside, trying to draft off of the 6 car. 2 and 3 wide again. Looks like a plate race out here. These cars struggling for space, fighting for that real estate. Beeford in the 14, now to the inside, racing behind the number 9 of Lindo. Lindo to the inside of Shotgun in the 88 car. Beeford follows him down. A little bit of contact between the 88 of Shotgun and the 2 of Punisher. Single file up front, PTH the GOAT leading this race in car number 4. Beeford getting into the 9 of Lindo. Coming out of the 4th corner, Lindo enjoys that push. Look at him rocket down the front straight. He's now catching up to the 3 of Hound Dog. Hound Dog drafting off of the 12 of Henny. The inside line moving rather quick so far for this pack racing that they've exhibited. 29 laps remain next time by. Henny in the 12 car looking to go to the inside of the Real MT, who's driving that McDonald's Chevy. The Real MT, the hometown driver from his native Michigan. He's now rolling in the top 5, sitting 5th right now, and there's a car into the grass. That's the 19 of Panic, it looks like, or is it the 88 of Shotgun? It's the 88 of Shotgun, who's just collapsed and just swung down to the inside line. We stay green so far, and it goes from bad to worse for ENEA Shotgun coming into this race. 5th in points. He finds himself 17th on the racetrack. He's just gone for another spill up the inside, and he is struggling to get that race car moving out of turn 2. Coming to the line, PTH the GOAT in car number 4 leads. Slide job behind him in the 8, Dr. Bush in 3rd, and we stay green at Michigan. Big aero problems for the 88 of ENEA Shotgun. There he just took another spill, and he's about to go a lap down. Here come the leaders on the outside. Shotgun staying close, staying to the inside where he won't affect these leaders. He's going to have to come down pit road, get some of this aero fixed. There he comes down, getting it to 55 miles an hour. He will lose at least 1 lap. potentially two. 28 laps now remain in this race. Here's the fight for first. PTH the GOAT trying to hold off Mr. Slide Job in the Childress Vineyards Chevy, and now the 24 of Dr. Bush challenging Slide Job for second. We mentioned earlier Dr. Bush having won 2 stages before. He's looking to get that 3rd stage drive for the cycle. He is in good contention now with 27 circuits remaining. There's the 88 of Shotgun coming out of pit road, 2 laps down in the ChevyGoods.com car. Terrible shame what's happened, and he's going to have a lot of work to do to make the time back. Tweeder in the 21 car. He's now behind this top 3. He's going to join the fray, and he's going to join this mix. Let's ride along with the 21. Listen to the speed into the first corner. There's the gap between 3rd all the way back to 4th and then some. You can just hear how long he's on that throttle entering the first corner. Beeford trying to catch up, get into the top 5. He's now struggling, trying to overtake the 12 of Henny, the 42 of the Real MT. Now to the inside, 24 laps remain in this race. Beeford now to the inside of the Real MT. He edges the 42 car for the 5th position. Just look at the draft. Look at the closing speed here. The 42 of the Real MT now closing down on the 14 of Beeford. Crossing that line, the drivers now have 23 laps to go in this race. Beeford ahead of the 22 of Bano, now taking him to the 6th position. Here comes the 9 of Lindo behind the 22 of Bano. 3 wide out of 2, the 3 of Shotgun struggling to keep his hot rod in a straight line. And the tires already starting to wear for these drivers. Green flag pit stops on their minds. Tweeder now joining the top 4 fight. Into the first corner, now drivers having 22 laps to settle their differences. One more race will decide the playoff roster as Tweeder gets into the back of Dr. Bush. You can see cars behind them starting to spill and fan out. The 21 of Tweeder now trying to get back in line, and these 3 drivers content to run single file and save all the fuel necessary. But for this pilot right here, PTH the GOAT, who has been carrying this pack of cars since the start of stage number 3, not saving any fuel whatsoever. It's still a 2-stop race to the end. We'll see who can go that distance. Looked like right there, drivers were signaling their intent to come down pit road. PTH the GOAT, the 8 car of, look at the 8 car of Slide Job using the grass to overtake PTH the GOAT into pit road, and the 24 of Dr. Bush going around the outside of PTH the GOAT. Clever move by either of those drivers, and Tweeder in the 21 car also staying ahead of PTH the GOAT coming into pit road. That is how you attack the pit lane. There's Shotgun now with fresher tires going around the outside of Lindo in car number 9. ENEA Shotgun and the 9 of Lindo making contact, but Lindo announcing his intent to come down pit road. Lindo currently being scored as the leader. The 9 UniFirst Camaro will get on the brakes and bring his Chevy down into pit lane. There's the 4, the 24, the 21, and the 8. The 4 leaders when the green flag pit stops started, now exiting pit road, getting to the nitty-gritty now, and it's still a one-stop race to the finish. 19 laps to go this time by. There's the 88 of ENEA Shotgun currently being scored 1 lap down. The 10 of Baby Birds being scored as the leader. There he is, that 10 car on the outside in front of this pack of 4 that are just ahead. The 38 of J-Man getting out of the way in turn number 2. There's the 4 of PTH the Goat now to the inside of J-Man. Goat being scored in the 2nd position, and Birds in the number 10 Smithfield Ford just ahead, leading this race. Everybody waiting for car number 10 to make his visit to pit road, and he still stays out as the leader. So now this 4-car train will continue to tick the laps down, waiting for the 10 to relinquish the lead. 18 laps remain in the race. The 17 of Ford Farm X5 struggling so far, but still with a competitive spirit, chasing down the number 19 Sirius XM Camry of Panic. This will be for position out of 2. Look at these drivers here trying to come down pit road. 10 cars finally coming down pit road. That's the 38 car of J-Man, who's also coming down with him. He gives up his lead, and the number 4 of PTH the Goat, now the new leader at Michigan. Punisher, who's riding around behind the 88 car of ENEA Shotgun. This not for position, as Shotgun finds himself a couple of, well, right now 1 lap down, but the 88 car, when he does come down pit road in the next few laps, will find himself a 2nd lap down. The 20 of Sir Brunson, who briefly saw action in the top 5 today, now battling side by side with Beeford for position, following the number 2 of Punisher. Laps ticking down, it's just 16 circuits remaining in the Irish Hills. Round 9 coming to the end. Lindo in the 9 car, rooting for Tampa Bay tonight. He'll be able to catch the end of this game in just 14 short laps. No worries, Lindo, they only started period number 3. Take your time, pal. As we get closer to the end of our 3rd period, the 42 of the Real MT, the McDelivery Chevrolet, finds himself just ahead of the Wienermobile of Annihilator. Coming out of turn number 4, looking ahead, the 42 cars chasing down the 20 of Sir Brunson. The 22 of Bano now getting to the inside of ENEA Shotgun. Shotgun running in the 16th spot, 1 lap down. He's about 2 laps away from coming down pit road. And a big shout out to the 88 of Shotgun and the 19 of Panic. I haven't recognized them yet tonight, but they are streaming their race for us tonight, so we can count the laps down. And I've been rather selfish. Let me put in Shotgun's URL here. Look at this three-wide fight here. Look at this, all for position. The 8 car of Slide Job up the inside now. Tweeter to his inside. This the fight for the lead. The 24 of Dr. Bush, now new leader around the outside with 14 circuits remaining. Dr. Bush to the front. Will he stay there? Will he drive for the cycle? The 8 car of Slide Job, very loose out of 2, struggling to keep that race car going in one direction. And the 4 car of PTH the Goat takes 2nd spot away. Now here comes Tweeter in the 21, looking to do the same. 24, 4, 8, your top 3. Lucky number 13 laps to go. Commando Griff 3 says Dr. Bush has looked like the class of the field all night. That he has, Griffin. That he has. Griff, how are you, buddy? Missed you today. Wish you could have been in the booth tonight. No worries, though. Commando Griff and I, we'll be cooking some stuff up. Don't worry. I'm sure we'll have many more races to come. Slide job giving a shove to Dr. Bush in that 24 car out of turn 4. Chevy Ford up the inside. The lone blue oval of PTH the GOAT hanging on the outside. Commando Griff says it's phenomenal, celebrating my 2nd wedding anniversary. Well, look at that. Congratulations to you, Griff, celebrating a 2nd wedding anniversary. Tell Mrs. Griff I said hello. Hope you're having a good time. What are you doing here, man? Go party somewhere. Go celebrate your 2nd wedding anniversary, buddy. Thanks for showing up. We appreciate you, bud. Slide job now to the inside. Again, this fight for the lead coming to 10 laps to go. Look at these 4 cars really just slicing, dicing, using all of this racetrack. The 21 of Tweeter now to the inside, leading this race. Tweeter leading for the 2nd time tonight. Slide job in that 8 car. He's just 1 spot away. 11 to go, 10 next time by. Ten laps now remain in the musical stylings of these stock cars, bringing us to the end of round 9 in ENEA. Slide job getting knocked back to the 4th position. There's Henny in the 12 car. You can see he's just ahead of this gaggle of race cars right here, down that back straight. The 14 of Beeford getting loose out of that 2nd corner, or is he announcing his intent to come down pit road? There's Tweeter sitting 3rd. Don't forget, these cars still have 1 more stop to make. They cannot go this distance. Slide job in the 8 car, the only car that may come close. He's got the shifter attachment that will allow him to go that distance. Henny in the 12, under threat of going 1 lap down. Drivers will have 9 laps to go next time by. There's the 12 of Henny announcing his intent to come down pit road. Tweeter in the 21, right up the rear trumpet of the 8 car of Slide Job. Those cars washing high. Tweeter in the 21, now getting a draft off of the 4. Again, 3 wide for the lead. PTH the GOAT leading that lap. 9 circuits remain at Michigan. Tweeter can't make it stick up the inside line. J-Man in the 38 chasing down Farms in that 17. Pit strategy could play out in his favor. He's on the cusp of going 2 laps down, but the 88 of ENEA Shotgun. Look at the ground he's now gaining with these fresh tires, with this fresh fuel. Drivers will have to pit where he may not. And at the front of it all, with 8 circuits remaining, PTH the GOAT leading the 8 car of Mr. Slide Job, while the 24 of Dr. Bush decides to come down pit road by himself. Is this the right move at the end of this race? Here is the 4 of PTH the GOAT, the 8 of Slide Job, the 21 of Tweeter, all now saying, I'm coming down pit road. It will be 7 laps to go. When they cross this line, surely it needs to be a splash and dash. Will tires mean everything? The 8 car of Slide Job coming in awfully quick. You can see he got it wound up just in time. That puts into the lead the 9 car of ENEA Lindo. Let's skip along to the 9, there he is. There's Lindo, just getting overtaken by the 2 car out of turn 2. There's Beeford in the 14, the 20 of Sir Brunson. Now up the back pipes of the UniFirst Camaro. He dips 4 wheels under the white line, saying, I'm going to come down pit road for tires and fuel now. We'll see what he makes of it. We'll see if it's a splash and dash. We'll see if he takes right sides. We'll see if he takes all 4. Genuinely, anything could happen. Any of these drivers within their rights to make a no tire call this close to the end of the race. Scrolling back to the leaders, there's Tweeter, who comes out just behind the 4, but the 8 car of Mr. Slidejob, nowhere to be found. There he is behind the 40. Is that the 42? That is indeed the 42. Slidejob speeding. Mr. Slidejob, 1996, in contention to win this race, and he's just been done. From what I can tell, there he is in the 8 car, just on the front straight. There's the 4 of PTH the GOAT. There's the 21 of Tweeter, and he has been done for speeding. 4 laps to go. This time by Slidejob, taking himself out of contention with that speeding penalty. 4, 21, 24, your top 3. And we've got 4 laps to go this time by. There you can see the gap. There you can see the 24 of Dr. Bush closing the gap into the corner, chasing down the 21 of Old Tweeter. 3 laps to go. 6 miles remain in this 9th round of ENEA. Ford, Chevy. 2 to go. Next time by, and it's going to be between these 3. Mr. Slidejob in the 8 car, so close to getting that top 5 finish. He gets a speeding penalty right at the end of this race. 4, 21, 24, your top 3. Vols fan says, so glad I rated you, bro. All these Wolf Pump guys love you. I love them. Thanks for the viewership. Thanks for sticking around. We can't do it without them, and we can't enjoy it without them. Look at this fight for the lead. 4 miles now remain. 21 to the inside, now to the outside. Dr. Bush shoving Tweeter along. Tweeter has not won since last season when he won the 600 by beating this driver right in front of him. Into turn number 3, PTH the GOAT runs out of fuel. Tweeter overtakes him in this very 21 car, gets his only win of the season, and punches his ticket into the playoffs. Tweeter finds himself 9th in the point standings. No wins this season. He has not locked his ticket into the playoffs. He's going to get one more chance. White flag is out in the Irish Hills. 2 miles to go at Michigan. There's the GOAT, just ahead of Dr. Bush. Dr. Bush going for his 2nd win this season. PTH the GOAT trying to get his 3rd win this season, using the draft. Here comes the 21 to the outside. Old Tweeter looking to set up a pass into 3. PTH the GOAT down to the inside. He'll cut off the run from Dr. Bush. Dr. Bush now to the outside. Dr. Bush to the outside line trying to get a run. Tweeter will have to use the draft down the front straight out of turn number 4 with his 3rd win of the season. It's PTH the GOAT getting the victory at Michigan. Tweeter hanging on for 2nd. Dr. Bush rounding out the podium spots. That is a great way to end that race. Drag race to the line. PTH the GOAT getting win number 3 this season. Slidejob 4th. The Real MT, the hometown driver, finishing 5th. Beeford and Punisher 6th and 7th. Bano, Lindo 8th and 9th. Sir Brunson rounding out the top 10. The Wienermobile finishes 11th. Hound Dog gets a 12th place finish. And there is your race winner. Fans at home, sit tight. We're going to have top 3 podium interviews in just a moment. Now on the podium, this podium interview brought to you by Freedom Venture Properties. We'll talk more about Freedom Venture in just a moment. Third place going to Dr. Bush in the number 24 Liberty University Chevrolet. Doctor, you won those first 2 stages hand over fist, and it looked like you were a clear cut to drive for the cycle in stage 3. What made the difference at the end?
I mean, obviously, definitely had a fast car. I don't know if I've ever had that much fun racing. Those last 10 or so, 15 laps there. But yeah, I mean, I knew the other guys would have some speed, especially being in the draft. I was fortunate enough, especially in stage 1, to get out there a little bit. But hats off to those guys. They're racing there at the end. I think PTH got loose coming in the middle of 3 and 4 in that last lap, and it kind of pushed me back, made me tight going up the track. Otherwise, I think I would have had him, but I'm just not the guy to put a serious bumper to somebody to move him out of the way. So I was hoping he would make a mistake there. He did, but I wasn't able to capitalize on it. Otherwise, I should say Tweeter capitalized on me. So I don't know. Fun race, clean race. It was a blast. Hopefully it was good up there for you, Rick.
A fantastic show up here with PTH the GOAT just beating you to the line. KFB and Lucky Dog sitting first and third in points, not present this evening, means you have put yourself in a prime spot to win the regular season championship next week at Homestead. You'll be going into Homestead second in points. Congratulations on your third place finish. We'll see you next week.
Thanks, Rick.
Now, our silver medalist tonight, the number 21 of Old Tweeter. Tweeter, you come into this race 9th in points, tied with Knockout in the standings, but a lot of drivers ahead of you, again, not showing up for this event. You should be gaining several spots headed into next week at Homestead, and your playoff hopes look a lot better than they did before the green flag.
Yeah, Rick, overall, it was a good race. This season hasn't panned out exactly how I'd have liked to. This is the first time I've actually got to talk to you here in the podium booth after winning the championship. So it's been a rough year, so that's dictated by, where I'm at right there in the points. But, man, hats off to everyone. Slide Job just coming in, had some really good racing. He was on a little bit different pit strategy, and then us 3 battling. I know PTH had to be sweating because I was all over him and trying to make a move. He played some good blocks and stuff like that. Dr. Bush got up there. He had a real rocket ship himself. And, man, it was just great fun racing. To piggyback off Dr. Bush, man, like that's some of the funnest I've had in a while. Had a solid points day. So look to build off of that. Hate to pass some guys on points due to them not showing up, but, I'll take what I can get right now, and we'll go into the season finale and go try to repeat at Homestead.
You can only beat the opponents that are put in front of you. You got the win last year at Homestead to win the championship, champ. Next week, we'll see you with your shot at the regular season title before the playoffs begin. Congratulations on that silver medal, Tweet.
Thanks, Rick.
Our race-winning interview brought to us by Freedom Venture Properties, the locally owned business based in Chattanooga, Tennessee, that are passionate about all things real estate. They're committed to leading their clients into freedom from their real estate burdens. Their process includes an offer that is fair and a process that is quick and easy. They're here for you today with their 4-step house buying program, stress-free, no repairs needed, and sell your house fast. Check them out at freedomventureproperties.com or on their Facebook at Freedom Venture Properties. And the winner driving the number 4 Busch Light Ford Mustang to his 3rd victory this season and comfortably moving into the points lead headed into the regular season finale next week. PTH the GOAT, it's now your championship to lose.
Yeah, Rick. It was a fun race, but also a wild race. A lot like Tweeder said, there were a bunch of cars on different strategies, and I thought my best chance was to take 2 tires, and I was right. And Bush and Tweeder actually ended up doing the same thing, which I expected to, and then we had an incredible race to the end. It was awesome. I had a bunch of fun, and I have a bunch of respect for them both. Had a blast.
So glad you had fun, and that's really what it's all about. But when the competition is second and the competition is that fantastic, you put on a great show for the fans at home, and you gave me a great race to call. Congratulations on that win. We'll see you next week for the regular season finale, GOAT.
Thanks, Rick. I'll be there. We're glad to have you, man, in the league.
Glad to be here. Are you kidding me? What a league. What a fun night of racing. ENEA does not disappoint, and this is where we'll be 7 days from now, 9:15 approximately. 9:15 Eastern right here, Rick James TV. Thanks again to the folks at Freedom Venture Properties. Big thanks to all you fans. Cannot do this without you. Rock NASCAR putting in some congratulation emojis to PTH the GOAT, as is Vols fan. Thank you to Mama Vols, Commando Griff, Pizza Wayne, More Than a Cape, everybody involved with this show. Thank you to my good friends PTH the GOAT, Dr. Bush, and who the heck finished second here? Old Tweeter. Thank you so much for showing up for the show. We appreciate you guys. I love you guys. Everybody. Again, next week, the regular season finale, right here on Rick James TV. You can't miss it. Give us a follow on Twitch. Give us a follow on the gram. We'll see you in a week's time. Everyone, take care of each other. Stay safe, and we will see